Hello and welcome to Live from the Workshop with me, Matthew Alden-Farrow. This is a brand new thing. I've not tried this before. Some of you might know I do live streaming over on my other channel, which is Tea Time with Matt. Go subscribe, it's awesome. But this is a little different. This isn't a sort of prepared comedy show or anything. This is basically a little look into what I do when I'm not live streaming or making videos for the internet, that sort of thing. There might be, if we do more of these, a little bit of sort of looking at the creative process behind all of that stuff, but mainly what it's going to be is actually me doing the hobby stuff. So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to try this out. So what we're going to be doing is basically I will be doing things on the live stream, like, you know, building stuff or maintaining stuff, and just letting you peek in on that. And then over on that side we've got the chat room, and we're gonna have some chats about things as well, anything that sort of springs to mind really. I'm gonna have some non-copyrighted music on just quietly in the background, so if you've got any tunes that aren't copyrighted that you would like some exposure for, then send them my way and I'll try and get them on as well. But it must be non-copyrighted. This isn't like Tea Time with Matt. We're doing it slightly differently. So yeah, that's basically what this is all about. Now I can see we've got 6 viewers, so don't be shy, introduce yourself. We've got Darren in the chat room. Hello Darren. Yeah, so log in, put yourself in the chat room over there, and let's have a look at you all. It's going to be exciting. Anyway, so what are we actually going to be doing today? Well, this is exciting. Some of you might remember that a couple of years ago I was on a programme on Channel 4 here in Britain called The Biggest Little Railway in the World. And for those of you who didn't see that show, here is a clip for you. So there you have it. That was The Biggest Little Railway in the World. I apologise for the formatting sort of at the bottom and in the corner there. I forgot to sort of change that round while I was experimenting on the VT. About now we'd normally play the fail jingle, but that's not what this is about. So instead of the fail jingle, we're going to have the failure bell, which is basically every time I make a mistake, we ring the bell. So there's the first one. Right, so from that clip you will have seen there were 2 things mainly in that clip. There was the steam engine herself, Silver Lady, and a rather fetching carriage. And it is these 2 things that are the subject of this first episode of Live from the Workshop. Oh, I've got coffee. Bear with. This is, as you can see already, this is going to be a very professional operation. Who have we got in the chat room? Doctorus Prime joins us. Hello, welcome. He says, good morning. Urban Hoplite. I've been following this channel for 6 years, I think. This is so amazing. You're welcome. The Filmer, hello. Oh, hello. Rob Unlimited Gaming joins us as well. He says, hi. Yes, I do drink coffee. Yeah. It's bad, but I do have a very fetching bunny mug, so I think that should be forgiven. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, it is the steam engine and the coach that are going to be the subject of today's show. And if we switch over to my handy new feature, which is something I like to call the close-up camera, we'll be able to take a proper look at these 2 things. So after the show, I desperately wanted my own Silver Lady. This isn't the actual one. This is in much better condition than the one we took to Scotland, bless her. She suffered quite a bit of damage. Anyway, this is my Silver Lady. And what we're going to be doing today is applying the nameplate. So if I can just get the focus to change. Hold on. There we are. No, it's not going to play ball, but anyway. Yeah, so we are going to be applying those nameplates to Silver Lady, and if we get a bit of time, we're going to be doing some touch-up jobs on her as well, and I'll show you why. If I just spin her around here, I'm going to pick up the close-up camera. Here we go. This is a thing we'll be doing as well. You can see just there on the cylinder block, she's had a little bit of a scuff. That's because she's been abused. I don't have a permanent railway at the moment. Come on camera, focus, there we go. No, don't want to play ball. Come on. It'll sort itself out in a minute. Anyway, yeah, so she's had a bit of a play. I don't have a permanent railway for her yet. That's coming soon. But for the moment, we've just got a temporary track built on the outside of my house, down an alleyway from the garden out to the front. About 20 metres, maybe, not even that. But yeah, it's on a concrete path that's not entirely flat, so she has had a couple of knocks, bless her. So if we get time, we'll try and touch in some of the little scratches she's had. So that's the first thing we're going to be doing. The second thing is I have got a kit, the exact kit that was used in the programme for the coach. And if we just move Silver Lady over here, good job, and show you the coach. So this is made by a company called IP Engineering. It's a laser cut kit which I've already started building, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be painting it with a teak wood stain, which I've got here in a very small bottle. I did a little bit of testing on this already. If I turn it upside down, you can see I've kind of stained the underside. So it will look just a little bit nicer than it does without paint. Now the one on the show wasn't painted, but I quite like the idea of having a teak carriage, so we're going to be painting this one up. And I'll have my own authentic Biggest Little Railway replica train, which will be nice. So yeah, that's the plan for today. What else in the chat room there? Give Derek a cup of tea from me. I'm not sure he'd appreciate it. I see the Dalek Supreme and Derek, I think. Matt, how many Daleks do you have? Well, let's count them, shall we? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 if you count the pencil down there, 10, 11, 12. We don't count Davros because he's not a Dalek. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Turn the camera around a bit. Can't quite get this one round. Let's move to the close-up camera again. Hold on, there we go. Right, where were we? So, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. This is quality entertainment, this. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. And if you count the Lego ones, 52 and 53. So 53, to answer your question. Like I said, quality entertainment, this. Let's switch back to the studio camera. There we go. Mum says sorry. Yeah, not entirely Mum's fault, the scratches, but in part, somewhat, yes. Right, Matt has an entire invasion force. Doesn't the coach need a roof? Yes, it does. We're painting it up now because the instructions say the stage I'm at is the best time to be doing it. But this here will be the roof. And if I switch to the close-up camera again, I can show you how that's meant to sit on. It just sits on there like that, and you kind of bend it a bit and glue it in place, or at least that's the idea. I'm going to paint this up white first because again I think that's how it appeared in the show, so that's going to be painted up, and yeah, it's all very exciting. I have 5 Daleks. 5. Where's Monty? Oh yes, did I say 56? 57 in that case. Hold on, Monty is present. Monty is over here, hiding. He's a bit camera shy. Say hello, Monty. Yeah. Focus on this thing is not great. I must do something about that. Yeah. Oh, there we are. There we go. Perfect. Anyway, so that's all the Daleks. I will probably be doing an episode in the future where I sort of go through all the Daleks and do what Dalek maintenance, shall we say? Because you have to dust them apart from anything else. But also the remote control ones need the batteries checking and all sorts. So we'll probably do a future episode about that. Right. Enough dilly-dallying, let's get the paint out. I'm going to put some music on in the background gently, so I'm just going to pop my headphones on for this, just to make sure that's actually working. Here we go. There we are, a little bit more. This feels very quiet, hold on. It does help if you turn the volume up a bit, there we go. There we are, gentle. Gentle, I like it. It does help if you plug the cable in as well. There we go. What colour will it be, the coach? Well, it will be... it's just going to be like a natural wood colour. This isn't a very good representation, to be fair, but it's going to kind of be stained with this colour of wood stain here. So actually, if we take a look at the bottom here, that's kind of what the whole coach will look like at the bottom there. So that's the idea. Okay. Plus the one in the kitchen, did you include the one in front of you? No, I did not include the one in front of me. And yeah, there is the one in the kitchen. So that comes to 58, I think. Too many, I think is the simple answer. Would classical music be classed as copyrighted? Yeah, I think so. Well, it depends how old it is, to be fair. But yeah, I have had classical music flagged on the channel before. But this is definitely copyright free, so that's fine. Just knock that down a little bit. Can everyone hear that all right, but not loud enough to sort of cover me talking? Hope that's okay. Anyway, so first things first, we're going to be getting on with some painting. I'm going to pop Silver Lady back over here. Oh, good start, just pulled the camera over. Hang on, where's the fail bell? Lovely. Good start. Need to do something about the cables. Right. So I've moved Silver Lady back over. So, because I don't want to get an antique wood stain on her now. I'll switch over to the close-up cam so you can see what I'm doing. So, in amongst this lot somewhere, got a paintbrush. There you go. Some of the wood stain here. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is just make a start on this side panel. Just start painting that up. So yeah, let me know in the chat room if there's anything in particular you want me to talk about. The Doctor Who season finale is happening, or starting tomorrow, because it's a two-parter. I've got to say, I think this series has been a great improvement on Series 11. I know a lot of people won't necessarily agree with me on that, but I've actually really enjoyed this series to a point. Been some dodgy episodes, probably more dodgy episodes than good ones, but the series opener was great. Prisoner of the Jadoon was really good, and what was the other one I liked? The one with Nikola Tesla, I can't remember the name of it. The Night of Nikola Tesla or something, so I'm sure someone in the chat room will correct me. So yeah, I've quite enjoyed it. It's not been terrible, and I think Jodie's been getting more of a chance to sort of stretch her acting wings, because Jodie Whittaker's a fab actress. You know, I really like the other stuff she's been in. She was great in Broadchurch, and she did a film that when she was first cast as the Doctor I watched, and I forget the name of it. It was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it, but she was really good in that. And she's got great range, and she's not really had a chance to sort of express it in Doctor Who yet. So, you know, I'm kind of hoping that, you know, I was kind of hoping rather that this series they give her a bit more to do, and I think they have done it. So, yeah, I've been enjoying it. So, My favourite Doctor's Matt Smith. Yeah, for me it's a tie between Matt and Peter, because I adored Matt, not just because he shares my name, but I adored Peter as well. So you can kind of see here that I'm starting to get a bit of the colour into the wood there, and it does make quite a big difference. There's kind of patchy bits where the glue's kind of spilled out, but I don't mind that too much. Probably do something like that. I might sand it down and give it another coat in small places. Yeah. You don't need to use a lot of wood stain on this because it will just take the colour quite nicely. You can see there that I'm barely starting. It's kind of already taking on a nice teak colour, which just looks a lot better than the bare wood, I think. It's much better. I'm not in any way an expert in modelling or anything. I'm just literally learning as I go. So, yeah, hopefully some of you might find this interesting. And if any of you are experts in this sort of thing, feel free to give me advice. Don't just criticise for the sake of it, but you know, if you think I'm doing something a bit wrong and think I could do it better, you know, don't be shy. Let me know. Peter's quite good too. Yeah, no, I loved Peter. Peter was fab. Really good. I think, you know, there's, with all of the Doctors in the kind of new era, shall we say, and I imagine it's the same for the classic series as well, but you know, obviously I didn't watch those growing up because Doctor Who had been cancelled long before I was born. Not long actually, 1989 was the last one, I think, in the winter, so I just missed Sylvester McCoy's sort of final series by virtue of not having been born yet. So, yeah. The music, by the way, is Screw Love, and this is from his... Which one is this from? It doesn't say. Oh, it's from one of his albums anyway. Where is it? Oh no, it's a single. It's Nosebleeds, it's called. If the song wasn't obvious enough. Yeah. Screw Love's my good friend. Look him up on Facebook and Instagram. It's SCRULOVE, all one word. So do check him out. He's got some good tunes. He's also going to be best man at my wedding in September. You can see there, I'm getting through it, starting to take on a nice teak brown look. I'm going to try and do a side at a time. If it's quite dry, I might turn over and do the ends as well. But we'll see. Don't want to do it when it's too wet.
If you have any information about Screwlove's whereabouts, please contact the dedicated missing person's telephone number.
I don't know what to put, so I put a random letter. Fair enough. Anyone got any questions or anything they'd like us to talk about? Let me know. I'll quite happily talk about it. I can sit and chat nonsense into a camera for hours. I'm going to put that skill on my CV. How many viewers we got right now? 10! Goodness. 10 of you find this interesting. You poor, poor deluded souls. Yeah, there are some quite fiddly bits on the side of the coach where the doors and things are. The pattern here, sort of on the edging, is a cutout. You've kind of got these little wood bits, which do have a function later on, which kind of pop out of where the holes are, and then you glue like the frame onto the basic frame underneath, just to give it a bit of detailing. So that's why you've got little patches where the glue has come out. But again, like I say, I might sand that down a bit later on and just try and touch it in a bit, make it look a bit neater. But this will do for now. And there's all bits still to put on. I've got the wheels here, there's another set rolling around somewhere. There they are. There we go. They've still got to go on. All the little bits, like there's some door handles just there, the buffers, and a few other bits. And when it's all put together, it will look fab. I found this quite cathartic, actually, putting this together. You know, just getting the wood glue and the super glue and assembling it, which is kind of the inspiration behind this little show, really, because I find this quite enjoyable, and I just thought to myself maybe other people would. At least that's the idea. Music sounds a bit loud to me, I'm just going to turn it down a bit. How long does it take to edit a Dalek conversation, asks FNAF Vision. Alright, well, that is a very good question. I'm going to switch over to the studio camera for this. So a Dalek conversation, there's a number of different things I've got to do for my videos, because obviously I use the model Daleks there, so I have no control over what the speech lights actually say. So it's literally just a case of me getting the remote. Actually, if you give me a second, I'll be able to get a remote out and give you a bit of a demonstration. Just finish touching that in. Paint. Or wood stain rather, it's not paint. There you go. And there you are. You can see that the side of the coach is now a lovely teak colour compared to the rest of it. I'll come back to that in a minute. Let me give you a bit of a demonstration of how my Dalek videos fit together. This might not work. I haven't road tested the batteries in these for a while, but let's give it a go. There we are. So, I've got me a Dalek Supreme model in the corner there. I've got me bog standard remote control. These are all just character options toys. There's nothing fancy going on. It literally is just basic remote control toys. So, when I press this button in the middle, the Dalek Supreme over there is going to say a random phrase. So when I'm filming my videos, I literally set the Dalek up with the... oh, there we go. His head does want to move. Just about. He's getting a bit sluggish. Might be time to change the batteries. You see I move the eye stalk up and down. The neat thing about this model, which wasn't present on the other two models, Derek and Monty, is that while he's talking, you can keep the head moving a bit. Here we go. Which makes it look a bit more like it does on the show. Because obviously when on Doctor Who, the Daleks kind of never really sit still. They're always kind of twitching. The eye stalk's going up and down, the head's moving, their whole bodies kind of move. They're very twitchy characters. So I try with the Dalek Supreme to recreate that, because I think character-wise the others are a bit more stable in terms of their personalities, but the Dalek Supreme to me has always felt a bit sort of jittery. So yeah, I never... It's difficult with the character options toys, but I kind of want it so they never sit still. So I try my best to try and get that across in the video. So it'll be me sitting there pressing that middle button and just making random phrases light up, and the camera's got to be static. You know, it can't move at all. So I'll do about, say, 15 seconds of silence and then mash the button a bit, and you've got to do that for every single shot. So I'll do one angle and maybe use that for dialogue in a scene, and I'll do the same with the other Daleks. If I do any wide shots where they're talking, I've got to do that as well. So it's literally just me sat there pressing the individual buttons. And that, for say about a minute of dialogue, that's going to be about an hour, just literally setting everything up and filming it and so on. It does take a long time just to literally film that bit, and then of course I've got to film anything that includes me, and I am rubbish at remembering lines, so I will literally have the script either on a sheet of paper or on my phone in front of me, and I'll have to keep sort of looking down at it to check where it is. That's why a lot of my dialogue is sort of cut away from, because it's all kind of chopped together in in a really roundabout sort of way, so that at the end of it you have a smooth running conversation rather than just me going line, 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 line. Line, 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 line. It just looks a bit smoother doing it that way. Then I've got to take all that footage and chuck it on the computer. If you filmed a lot of footage, it takes a while to chop that together. Some of them are easier than others. Ask a Dalek, I've got sort of rendered footage for, so all I have to edit there is the dialogue and the what do you call it? The words. The dialogue and the visuals. So you know, if I've got images and like graphics for an episode of Ask a Dalek, I'll do that, and I'll have to edit any new footage I film into that. And that's why Ask a Daleks are kind of churned out a bit more easily. If I've got a question that's good inspiration, then I will, you know, I'll use that if I can. I haven't done it for a while. It's literally a case of being busy. So yeah, there's that, and then once you've imported the footage, I have to record all the Dalek dialogue. So that's a case of recording in my studio setup, which I can actually show you with the close-up camera. Hold on. So here we are. I've got the studio setup here. I've got a microphone there, mixing desk, which I pump everything through. I don't have an actual ring modulator. What I use is a bit of software which I don't think you can get anymore, called Dalek Voice Pro, and I've got settings in there that kind of set up for the Dalek voices, and it's not just a case of speaking the dialogue and then running it through the software. You do have to perform a bit. So, you know, the Dalek Supreme is very deep like this, and then there's a little bit of tweaking in editing just to make it sound that little bit deeper, but it kind of speaks in a very grand voice like this, whereas the other Daleks are a bit more squeaky like this. And I kind of put little inflections in depending what character I'm doing. So Derek's quite your basic Dalek, but a bit calmer. So when he gets angry, he kind of goes up in pitch like this, and it's yeah, and all the Daleks will do that. So the Dalek Supreme going up in pitch is quite fun. It's like, these words are blasphemy, like that, and then you modulate it and, you know, play with the pitches until it sounds quite right. And if you've got like a minute-long scene, you've got to record each bit of dialogue separately and then modulate it. What I tend to do is read through the different lines and edit them into one long conversation. Well, no, actually, I tend to read through the script in order and have and kind of have pauses in between the different dialogue, so I can kind of go back and forth, and it makes the conversation sound a bit more natural because I can react to how I've said a specific line. Then you've got to chop all that up and chuck that into your video editing software. You chop that all up, and what you end up with is kind of a timeline of the dialogue. So I'll splice my footage of me and any other action footage that's going on, chuck the different voice clips in with the Dalek footage, and then what I've got to do is literally go through the footage frame by frame, and I'll start with a base of the Dalek not talking, and I'll sort of cut and paste that along the timeline to sort of lay over the dialogue, and then I'll take the footage of the lights flashing. I will kind of try and match the phrases that the Dalek says live when I'm pressing the button a bit with what is being said in my dialogue. So if I've said an exterminate, I'll try and find a clip of the Dalek saying exterminate because it will match things a bit better. Not always easy because obviously my Daleks like to talk in the videos, so you have to kind of take a little bit of liberties. There's some longer phrases that I like to use for long conversations, and that's why the lights don't quite match up sometimes. But you've literally got to go through each one frame by frame and go, right, that bit, the light will be on, there's a gap there, so the light needs to be off, light on, light off. And that takes hours of time to actually go through each one frame by frame and paste it in. It's a lot to actually do. And then once you've done that, you've then got to go through the video and add sound effects, so that works. Music, so I'll add the music and make sure that's at the right level. You've also got to kind of edit to the music, so sometimes I'll put the music in first and then edit around that. So you know, a cut will come at a point in the song where there's a beat change or something like that. So it kind of looks a bit more professional, a bit like it does on the show. And then I wrap that all together, do anything I need to do. I've got pre-rendered title sequences, so I literally just change the text on that, chuck each one in, credit sequence at the end, title sequence at the beginning, add any extra special effects. So if it's a Christmas special, I like to have the title sequence with some snow flowing through it, because I think that looks quite nice. And then you've got the rendering process, which takes all of that. You press enter, and then go and make yourself a cup of coffee and stick some Netflix on, because that will take hours. I do try and render bits of it as I go through, but any change you make, you've then got to re-render that, and it takes ages. So for a sort of 3 or 4 minute video sketch, you've got to take at least a day out to actually film, edit, and publish that. So it's not a simple process, it's not just a case of filming it and uploading it. It takes ages, and that's why there's not been many Dalek sketches, because I have grown up life as well. I have a job. I started mainly doing this stuff when I was unemployed, and then doing shift work in a call centre, so I had a bit more free time. I don't have as much free time now because I'm getting married, I own a house, and I have a job that takes up a lot of my time. So that's why you're not getting as many videos as you used to. I think the last one was New Year's Day last year, so it's been over a year since the last one. Sorry about that. I am going to do more when I've got a bit more time to spare. Yeah. Yes, that is a lot of information, I apologise. What are Screw Love songs all about? Are they like raps which have themes of romanticism? That actually sums Screw Love up beautifully. I really like that. Yeah, that's basically what his stuff is about, and I really like his stuff. He's really, really good. Do you know about the new Doctor Who figures that come out? Yes, they've done like a 13th Doctor TARDIS, haven't they? And I think you've got the Doctor herself. And then there's like the Reconnaissance Dalek, which was kind of the cobbled together Dalek from the New Year's Day special last year, which was kind of the joke of absence of the Daleks, because everyone was saying, oh, the New Year's special is going to be Daleks, and then there were no hints at all until the BBC re-released the trailer with an exterminate added at the end, because, hype. Yeah, that was the joke. But yeah, I quite like the TARDIS model, having seen pictures of it. It's quite nice, and I might get myself the Reconnaissance Dalek. It might be good for a gag in a future video, but if I do, I'll get it on eBay when it's cheap, not brand new. When you mentioned dusting your Daleks, I'd best do that with my 5. They've been on the shelf for some time. Yeah, they gather dust really quickly. Not so much down here. When I used to keep them in my bedroom, because I was sort of living my life around them, they got really dusty. But I'm not sleeping in this room. This is literally a dedicated kind of office space, I guess, and workshop. So, they don't get exposed to quite so much dust down here. So, that's not so bad. 7 viewers. I think 3 of you have obviously got bored. I don't blame you. This is not exactly riveting content. Right. Let's get on and paint the overside of this. Tilt the camera up a bit. Yeah, there we go. Right. This bit will be a bit easier. There's not quite so much detailing. It's just a flat panel. So, having said that, there's a little bit that's lifted up there. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Just kind of looks cobbled together, which is kind of the effect I'm going for, to be honest, because that's kind of what the coach in Biggest Little Railway ended up looking like. Here we go. I'm going to go dust them and take my phone with me so I can still watch. Good plan. Good plan. I hope that this kind of thing is motivation for people as well. You know, if you've got little jobs to do, you can have this on in the background. This is kind of like the slow TV version of Tea Time with Matt. It's just me chatting nonsense and doing interesting things rather than straight comedy. Or at least that's the idea. Now it says you kind of need to paint this with the grain of the wood, but what I've found is it doesn't really matter too much because you're only using a very little bit on here. It's not like you're sort of painting a full-on piece of furniture or anything. It's only a tiny little model. So it's not taking a huge amount of wood stain to actually achieve the effect I want, which is like a really pale teak colour, which just looks a lot nicer than the, I think it's plywood it's made from. It just looks a bit nicer, a little bit neater. And it also helps cover up a multitude of sins. Like there's been a couple of places when I was assembling the kit where, like I say, glue was kind of spilt out, and some of the parts have kind of become dislodged and broken because I'm not entirely gentle. I don't have the I wouldn't say necessary skills. I would say I don't necessarily have the gentle skills that perhaps you need to do this sort of thing. I'll turn this over. There we are. You can see there. That's already looking better. So that side and that side, there's already an improvement. Could probably do with a touch more on that panel there. Just gently, just paint that in. It's a bit Bob Ross, this, isn't it? I'm just gonna paint some happy little teak in there. Oh, we don't make mistakes here. We just have happy little accidents. Go. Oh, my Dalek Supreme has so much dust across his base. Oh dear. It's not good. Yeah, there's a bit of a light coat on this one. So I'm just going to try and brush a little bit more across, just make it look a little bit more intense in places. Like I say, I don't want it to be perfect necessarily. I think, you know, there are going to be places where the glue is showing up, but when it's properly dry, I might try and sand it down in those places and just paint a little bit in, just so it looks a little bit more, not uniform. I don't want it to look uniform. I want it to just look a little bit more loved than like it's just a kit model that's been assembled. Which is kind of what the biggest little railway coach looked like. Now, come on, I can see there's 8 of you on here. Don't be shy. Get involved in the chat room. Let us know if there's anything you want to chat about or any questions you want to ask me. I'll quite happily answer if I can. There we are. Brush it there. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to get some sandpaper on these bits of glue. It's just not taking the wood stain at all. Oh, that's not the end of the world. I can make it work. Right. I'm going to set that brush to one side because I'm going to need to wash that up later. What can I put it in? See, this is where the system kind of falls down. Here we are. I've got a mug from my good friend Angela here that I can kind of requisition. There we are. That'll be my cleaning cup. See if I corner that. There we go. Right. I feel lonely on the chat. Where did everyone go? No, well, not surprised. Come on, don't be shy, folks. There's 10 of you in here now, you sad, sad people. I'm joking, obviously. It's great you're all here. I'm enjoying this. This is turning out better than I hoped. Right, so I'm just going to set this to one side for the moment. Pop you there. That can be our drying place. Right, so next job. Do with some kitchen towel actually. Yeah, let's just fade the music out. I will be right back while I go and get some kitchen towel. When I come back, I expect the chat room to be full of people saying things. No pressure. Okay, I'm back. Things. Hi, Matt says Discordia. Hello, nice to see you. Things. Now they talk. Colour's looking good. Yeah, it's looking all right, isn't it? Right, I'm just gonna give my cutting mat a bit of a wipe because my little steam engine has leaked some oil on there, and there's bits of glue and all sorts of nasties. Right. Let's get the lady over here herself. There we go. Right. So this is where I need to be a bit delicate, which is not my strong suit. So this could go horribly wrong, but we'll see. So the process is basically going to be this. So I've got the model here. If I spin it around that way, I've got the little nameplates here. So I want the nameplate to kind of sit about there. Ish, a bit further along. Yeah, about there. So kind of in line with the water tank and the manufacturer's plate there. And I want the same on the other side as well. So what I'm going to do is move a little bit of display track out the way. And just sort of sit her on her side. I want to pop the removable bits off as well. There's a little brass cap that goes over the safety valve and the water filler bit. So I'll set those to one side so they don't fall off. And then just tip her on her side and just sit her on the tank. She'll sit there quite happily like that. No issues there. And then what I'm going to do is kind of get an idea of, first of all, the width of this. So it's roughly about a centimetre. Not exactly a centimetre, it's a couple of millimetres out, but it's about a centimetre, the nameplate. So with that in mind, let me lay it where I want it. There we go, so about there. So that is, let's make it exactly a centimetre away because that'll be easy to match up on the other side. There we go, okay. So we've done that. And then what we're going to do is get some masking tape and mark up the logo. So, some masking tape and some scissors. Here we go. And then just stick it under where the nameplate is going to live. And that, actually, the masking tape is the perfect width for this. If I line it up with the bottom of the side tank, just gently stick. Oh yeah, that's perfect. It's pretty much spot on. Yeah, I want to sit pretty much bang on the top there. If we measure, I can sort of slide the ruler in there. There we are. About a centimetre. That doesn't quite work. Okay. Measure about a centimetre from there. Yeah, there we go. And then take a pencil and just mark up each side on the masking tape where I want the nameplate to sit. Like so. Okay, perfect. And then the next thing is I've got some double-sided sellotape there, and I'm literally just going to sit it on things. You are all sarcastic people. Right, so I've got my double-sided tape, I've got the nameplate, I'm literally just going to stick that onto the back of it. In fact, I can make sure I don't waste it by sticking both on at the same time. Wouldn't be a bad idea, would it? There we go. There we go, that's one. There's my second one gone there. Sort of line that up there, like so. Just give it a little bit of pressure just to make sure it sticks. There we go. Lovely. So what you end up with is something that looks a bit like that. And just snip that away. Like so. I don't think that one's quite flush, actually. I might take it off and do it again. There we are. Oh, clumsy. Okay. yourselves from it. I haven't turned the music back up. There we go. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my Daleks anymore. I was a very destructive child, so most of them were destroyed in battle. Well, to be fair, that's kind of what Daleks should look like. I've got some banana loaf sat here as well. Should probably eat that. Made by my lovely wife-to-be, Victoria. Good that. Sorry, this is quality entertainment. Are you ready for your mind to be blown? Is this question a question? The fail bell applies to you lot as well. I'm thinking of getting replacements for all of them, but they're expensive. Yeah, especially the sort of early ones. I think stuff like my model for Derek, which does have some battle scarring just under the on top of the dome, rather. But yeah, stuff like that goes for hundreds of pounds now. They're quite the rarity. They weren't cheap when they first came out, and I think I got Derek not long after the first ones were released. Monty was a few years later. I got him on eBay second hand, so it was a bit cheaper than Derek is, but they go really expensive now. And something like Monty would be worth more because it's customised. He's kind of one of a kind. I don't know of any other kind of like Ironside Dalek models in that scale. I'm sure someone must have taken the initiative to do one. But it's kind of the first custom model I built. My dad and I worked on it together. And yeah, I think the outcome was really good. He's kind of got a few bits of paint showing through, but to be fair, I kind of like that look because it kind of gives the idea of the true nature of the Dalek underneath. One of my bronze Daleks is missing an eye stalk broken during shipping. Depending on what kind it is, you can, I think, buy replacement parts from character options. Certainly I've done that with my 18-inch Daleks a few times, like the eye stalk and the lights are all detachable. So I think character options do spares. It might be worth looking at them directly. The 18-inch ones possibly you could do that for as well. The 5-inch ones I think are in one moulded piece, so you might not have as much lot there. But the 5-inch ones like these at the back here, you might have a bit more joy looking for character options for spares for them. Where do you buy them? I think bar one or two, which was sort of from Amazon. I think most of mine have come from eBay. So just keep an eye on eBay. You can get quite a good deal. A lot of them are listed for sort of way too much. There were some model Daleks released for, is it B&M? The kind of like cheap store, kind of a Poundland knockoff. They've got all sorts of things, but B&M had a exclusivity agreement with character options. They did a limited run of different Dalek models and the associated Doctors. And they were snapped up by people and put on eBay for ridiculous prices. So don't get caught out by that. Have a look at retailers, see what they generally go for. Because anything you're buying, if the packaging's been opened, it's worth less. So, you know, watch out for that. Don't get conned by that. If it's been opened, the chances are it's either been played with and damaged in some way. I've been caught out by that before. Like my Davros model there, the headgear was all broken when he arrived, but I did manage to fix that with some delicate application of super glue. So, yeah. I just searched IP remote control Dalek. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. I'm putting off doing this because I'm worried about damaging the model. I really need to stop. Okay. Right, here we are. Sorry. Oh, my shirt's come unbuttoned. Do I have to make this 18 and plus only? I hope not. This content isn't made for kids, by the way, YouTube. Special weapons Dalek. I have got a special weapons Dalek, actually. The 5-inch model. Here we are. Put that there so you can have a look at him. There he is. Not featured in a video yet, but I do intend to feature all of my Daleks in videos at some point. I've kind of got an idea for a season finale, shall we say, for the cult, where it kind of all comes to a close, and I kind of want it to be like an epic battle between all of the different Daleks. I've kind of got this idea because I've got what's called a Necros Dalek here. It's kind of the like the Imperial colour scheme, but it's the model before the Sylvester McCoy story with them, the name of which I forget for the moment. It's a really famous story as well. I should remember that. I am terrible at this. I am a terrible fan. But anyway, I kind of had a funny scene in mind where all of the Daleks start kind of attacking one another. And kind of the Necros Dalek is kind of sat there in the middle of it going, I'm contributing! I'm contributing! That just is really funny in my head. I don't think it's going to be funny to anyone else, but I will laugh. I just searched remote control Dalek on eBay. The first result, an 18-inch Dalek with missing ray gun and plunger and a snapped eye stalk hanging down from his head. Yeah, to be fair, the ray gun, plunger and eye stalk you can probably get replacements for from character options. I don't know if they still stock them. They definitely did after the models first came out, so with a bit of luck you can probably still get them. You might get them from sellers actually. I think people did snap them up for replacement parts and then never use them, so you might have a bit more luck there. Right, so I'm just gently cutting out the double-sided tape around the nameplates now, just so I can have it so there's none showing. The difficulty is you don't want to cut the metal because it's only thin. I think it's tin that they've used to make these, but it's very thin metal. You don't want to cut it, so just got to be quite careful. So if I could, in fact, I'll probably turn the camera this way so you can see what I'm doing. Voice controlled Dalek, £245. Yeah, that's ridiculous money. They weren't that much when I got them. So, although actually, not going to lie, that's less than I expected. I thought if you got one in sort of mint condition, I'd expect it for around £800. And for listing, people are mercenary, and people will pay it. That's the thing. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to remember what I bought Monty for. I think that was about £100. May have been slightly cheaper than 100, I can't quite remember. I'm just gently chopping away at this from the side, so I don't want to damage the nameplate itself, but I do want any double-sided tape hanging out. There we are. What do we think? That pretty good? Can't see any tape there. So that's one. And I kind of marked out on the model where I want it to sit, so there we go. So then I'm just going to peel off the double-sided tape and then hopefully stick it on there first time. Back does not want to peel off this. There we go. That's it. Sticky, yeah. Just take that. Line up. There we go. And just rub it gently on. A little bit of hair got stuck there, but I'll rub that off. There we are. the masking tape. Get a cloth. A bit of a polish. Got a little bit skew with, but just move that around a little bit. There we are. It's not quite stuck on yet, but it will be. There we go. Polish around it. She looks her best. There we go. Now if I sit back up on a track there and spin around, there we are. Let's get the camera and zoom in. There we go. One silver lady named. Hey. Happy, happy. Right. I'll spin around this way. I'll do the same on the other side. Oh boy. This is fun, isn't it? I'm enjoying this. What's your favourite type of train? Oh god. Steam locomotives, obviously. I work with the real thing, and I've got to say the electric and diesel units aren't anywhere near as much fun. Favourite type of engine, though? I've got a fondness for all of them, really. I like it's like, kind of like your little tank engines, your little industrial workhorses and your narrow gauge ones, but equally I like the big express ones as well. If I had to pick a favourite, I would say it's got to be the 1400 class made by the Great Western Railway. That's the little auto tank with the two driving wheels at the front and like a training wheel at the back. Kind of like an 042, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, they're fab little engines, and they are the engine that featured in the Titfield Thunderbolt, which is a fab little film made by Ealing Studios. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. Here we go. 18-inch 580, and it's broken. Oh yeah, no, don't bother with that. Yeah. Been wanting to get an 18-inch Supreme, but the price is ridiculous. Yeah, they're not great. Most I pay for a Dalek is £80. Not bothered about getting them mint. I think they have more character if they have imperfections. I agree. That's actually I quite like my Daleks that have got little imperfections, like the little 3 3/4 inch ones that you can get. Some of them have the paint on the eye stalk not quite right, and it does give them a bit of character. I don't know why I pointed at my forehead. I guess that's where it would come out. Hello. Someone's at the trapdoor. Might be Rory. Oh yeah, I've got a cat now. His name's Rory. Courtesy of my mum and dad, because he was living with them. He wasn't getting on with all the other cats. So now he lives with us. I might get them down. Not right now, but a bit later. Just gently trimming away at the double-sided tape still. Again, don't want any of it kind of sticking out once I've stuck it on the model. We get in there. That's it. I mean, once I've peeled the back off, you won't necessarily see it, but anyway, but I'd rather not have it there to start with if I can avoid it. Right. There we go. Right then. So, right, same again, a bit easier this time, but I want it kind of 1 centimetre, so there, great, spot on. Right, I'm going to get my masking tape, and I can probably reuse the bit I had before, same again. Like the old adage goes in DIY and engineering, measure twice, cut once. Or measure 3 times, cut once, I'd say. I don't know what the actual phrase is, but the more times you measure it, the better, I would argue. There we are. Right. If I I measure that from the side of the nameplate. Yeah, that's about a centimetre. Bang on. Okay. Right. Finished trimming off the corner bits. Looking a bit untidy still. Just peel the back off there. Put that one side. A little bit of the edge tape sticking out, but I can just fold that back. It's not a problem. Okay. Yeah, lovely. And take it. Lay up against the masking tape in a straight line. And stick down. If anyone's got any suggestions for polishing up these little tin nameplates, by the way, please do let me know, because they're a little bit untidy. Because my first attempt was done with super glue, and that didn't quite work, so I had to polish the super glue off and make it look a bit neater. But some of the glue has got on the nameplate, so I've been trying to scrub it off, but it hasn't really worked. The world, but I'd rather have it looking nice if I can. Okay. Get rid of the masking tape. Get the cloth. Polish it off again. There we go. I don't know about you guys, but I'm rather pleased with that. It looks pretty good. And this one. So that's right, you can't really see it. You don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. It's pretty much bang on where I wanted it to be. There we go. The camera. Right there. If we spin around, it's exactly the same on the other side. There we go. Lovely. Well, I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that's turned out quite well. But actually, I have just realised. Actually, I may have spoke too soon. It's a little bit off on this side. Can I wiggle it up a bit? Yeah. Okay. There we are. Yeah, that's got it. That's better. That's in the right place now. It's just slightly off. Get some kitchen towel. I can just rub away at the sticky bit and take that off. Polish will probably take care of that, to be honest. But get it off to start with if I can. Coming off? Not really. Oh well. Close enough anyway. Oh yeah, yeah, that's got it. Human nails work wonders. If only I'd grown them. Don't want to scratch the paperwork if I can avoid it, but she's already had a few dents and knocks, so just makes her look loved. Better than her sitting on display in a corner. Yeah, that looks much better, I think. There we are, much neater. That side, swing around, that side. I think that looks lovely. Use white spirit to polish aluminium, but it will also take the wax polish off the paint. Okay. I might think if I dip a cotton bud in white spirit, that'll probably clean it up a bit, so I might do that at some point. Not today. I think that's quite enough for one day of fiddling with the logo. But she is looking nice with the nameplates now. Stick her back on the display track. There we go. Bit of track from Biggest Little Railway there. That's what we used to build the railway across Scotland. Need to polish actually, it's got covered in bits. I don't want to do too much because it's steam oil. I don't want to ruin my cloth. Right. Mop it up with some kitchen towel. There we are. Leave that there. Let's pop her back. There we go. Right. Pop that back over here. Lovely. If we switch over to the close-up camera, you can see where she lives. She's just over here in the corner with her carriages. She looks quite nice actually if you kind of bring her over here. Spin that round a bit. Oh, I've unplugged the camera. That wasn't clever. Hold on. Hang on a minute. There we are. It's back now. Smart. Let's pull this tight a bit. Here we are. Right. There we are. You can kind of see her around the front now. Bathed in like an orange light at the moment. But come on, focus up. It doesn't want to focus up. Yeah, I've got these little headlamps that kind of sit on there. And they do light up as well. Pull that one out. Put it back in. Sorry. Again, quality entertainment here. There we are. I think that looks really nice. There she is, with her nameplates. Looking fab. Lovely. Put the camera back over here. Switch back to the studio one. Let me show you these lights in a bit more detail with static camera. So here we are. That's there's literally a light. Now it works. You pull the back off. There's some little watch batteries in there. If you push that back in the wrong way around, it leaves it off. You just sort of sit there. There's a display item. Lovely. I can hear something in the background about the Prime Minister. Yeah, that's probably Victoria and her mum chattering away upstairs. This is a really powerful microphone. Kind of why I got the music on as well, just trying to dull the background noise. What's your favourite Dalek you own? Probably Monty, to be honest, because that's the one I put the most work into. It looks nice. Could royalty-free chip tune count as song requests? I guess. Not sure how I play it, but yeah. A bit random, but I've been drawing more human Daleks recently, just some expression tests, but I'll probably send them to you at one point. That sounds good, I'd like that. What batteries do Daleks need? The 18-inch ones, I think the remote controls are like the D batteries, like the flat ones. And then I think inside them there's a mixture of Class C and AA batteries. The Class C power the head movement and the movement of the wheels to kind of move them around the room. And the AA batteries power the lights. And for the interactive ones, the kind of like voice control bit. At least I believe that's how it works. Yeah. Some more banana loaf. Anyone got more questions? It's a good cake. There's 12 of you watching. Wow. Do you like my Dalek's name, Dalek Doris? I do like that. It's a good one. I've given all mine masculine names because it just makes more sense with how they sound. But I might call one a female name. To be fair, I've not named all of them, only the ones I've written characters for. great. What can I say? Lovely. Let's have a look at the coach. Looks like it's dried enough. I can work on the other side. Yeah, let's do that. Got plenty of time. Okay. Right. Where's the paintbrush gone? Oh yeah, it's over there, in the washing cup. Right. I named my Ironside Dalek Lloyd. He's probably my favourite out of the figures I own. I really like the the Ironside variant. Really nice. I named my Dalek Steve, Matt, Doris, Derek and Gerald. Should I be honoured or is that a coincidence? I like you've got one called Matt, that's me. I'm not probably going to end up using a lot of this furniture polish. That's why furniture wood stain. Because again, I don't want it to look too dark. I might give it a second coat depending on how I feel. I'll test it on the underside first to see if I like the look of it. But I quite like the kind of basic look that one coat's given it. It's just subtle. It looks quite nice. I named it after your channel. I'm honoured. I'm very honoured. Been immortalised in Dalek form. Yeah, these flat panels are a lot easier to kind of paint because you don't have to do the fiddly detailing bits. I've got some more kits like this to assemble that if we do more of these, I'll probably do one from scratch, so you can kind of see the whole process. Those are some wagons which I'm going to paint in like an industrial grey colour, so that'll be proper painting rather than wood staining. I'm liking how this has turned out actually. This looks nice. I've got all the fiddly bits to paint left as well, so I'll probably do those after they've been stuck to the model. Flip this over now. And do the last bit of detailed side as well. Debating about whether or not to paint the inside. I mean, I don't think anyone's really going to see it, but it might just look better at a glance. What do you guys think? Only two of my Daleks have original names. My two are Dolan and Lloyd. Sounds like a comedy duo. I like it. Nothing important, I expect. No, nothing important. Netflix telling me about stuff I might like. Which is amusing because all the stuff it tells me I might like, I never do. Any thoughts on whether or not I should paint the inside of this coach? I can't decide. It's not I'm not capable of doing it, I'm totally capable of doing it, just not sure whether it's worth the effort. Might look nice just to do like the inside bits, just to give it a bit of detail. I might not bother with the, if you look inside there's some little benches and things. Actually, if I can pick that up you can just see them there, look. I don't know, I'm not sure. I'll have a think. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. it's worth doing, I'll do it. The old saying, if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well. Goes quite a long way, this stuff, I have to say. It's I've not used very much on this at all. Probably about what, quarter of the bottle there. I'm only just down past the rim. Not too bad. Not bad at all. Oh yeah, this one's got a lot of glue staining on it. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to sand this down and just go over it again. Just sand down the places where it's obviously got glue on it. Just gently get a bit of sandpaper and just rub it down and just touch it in. You can see on this end in particular it's looking quite patchy, so we'll just be gentle about it. This one's quite loud. Down a bit. Such a chill stream, Matt. Loving this. Yeah, I think it's a bit different from what I normally do, but quite like it. Think of it as Twitch streaming, but for nerds. Up now on the top. Normally in streams the streamer can't see your comments because everyone is spamming, but this is very chill. It's fun. Yeah, it's nice. Incidentally, this is going to be available on the channel to watch afterwards, so do share the link around, see if we can get more people watching it. I just want to see if people like the idea, because if they do, I'll do more. How many watching? 9 of you. 9 of you. Yeah, it's not been too bad this. I thought I'd be lucky to get 1 or 2, but that's gone quite well. What's nice as well is I'll probably be able to chop out the boring bits. I'll share it on my friends on Discord. Nice, thank you.
We try to kill Screw, but he won't budge. Just giving me space like it's Elon Musk. I had a dream girl, but she's losing her teeth, and her skin's always cracked because she's on drugs. This year had the pass on the antidepressants.
You can see it's coming together.
Giving out this D and 12 easy payments to anyone complaining. They can eat these nuts back. On day jobs and start a lemonade stand and trade it all in to be LMA's man. I fuck like I'm running out of time.
Here we are. I don't know if you should paint inside, but I think it will make it stand out more. Not sure, could look nice. I might do, yeah. How have you been, Matt? I've been okay. I've been alright. Just busy. Life never stops. Oh. I'm being grabbed. Bear with me. being offered pasta, which is quite nice. Do you want some pasta for your lunch? Yeah, all right. Not used to this being cooked for. The other day I shared your channel to my friend. I showed him my favourite video, Dalek Christmas Present. That's one of my favourite ones. I like that. Right. So I think general consensus is paint the inside as well, yeah? That shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, I think when this is dried properly, I will just sand down the bits where the stain hasn't quite taken and just redo it. Just take the surface glue off. But it's already looking a lot better, I think. Like I say, I don't want to look perfect, just a bit more loved than the one on Biggest Little Railway, which was, if I recall, taken off the track and not used again after about an hour. I could be wrong about the exact timing, but it sounds about right to me. I think already this is looking a lot more like the real deal than a model. Just it's interesting just what a little bit of detailing will do.
We need to go to Tesco for more pasta.
Okay.
We've already got a little bit left.
All right, fair dues. That was Victoria, my fiance. There we go. Anyone got anything else to say? I'll put the music back on. There you go. Yeah. What I might do at some point is do like an episode of this, but just showing you how a Dalek video is put together. I've got a couple of scripts that I could do that are quite simple. Wouldn't take too long to do. I've got a bit of time to myself next week, I might do it then. But we'll see. See how I feel. I think just do this little strip at the bottom. I think that is about as good as it will get. There's a little bit of a gap, but the panel's not quite stuck flush with the underside. But it's not the end of the world. Paint it in, you won't notice. I think Victoria's playing Classic FM for Rory. There we are. Just turn that down. There we go. You can hear her and her mum chatting outside. I know I'm being very antisocial, but I didn't know her mum was coming round, and I'd already planned the stream, so... You should paint the inside in a colour, Darren says. Oh, okay. That's actually a very good idea. I might think about that. So I could paint it in a colour. What sort of colour would you suggest? Because I'm not... I'll tell you what, this is a good opportunity to road test a different part of my stream. Hold on a minute. Let's just make sure this is working correctly before I do anything else. If I look, you should be able to see Google right now. If I've done that correctly. Google? Yeah, Google. There we are. Just a quick flash of my streaming software there. Right, so if I let's just put this round. Teak, carriage, interior. Let's have a look at the images, see what they look like inside. Okay, well there's a little bit of teak going on in some of these, but not masses. Here we are. That's quite a nice example there. Let's have a look. Ooh. These are quite small images. Hold on, see if we can find a bigger one. It's directed me to a new one. Okay. This is quite a nice one. Let's have a look. Don't think any of these are teak particularly. Mark 1 carriage. Here we are. First class compartment. Yes, these are all like wood colours, aren't they? So hang on. Go back here. Oh, that's quite nice. Quite like the look of that. That's not too bad. Do something a bit like that, maybe, because my other carriages in the back there are like have like a maroon interior, which is quite. See, again, that's quite nice. I like that. And this is all first class. I kind of want this to be like a pleb carriage, I guess. See, that looks quite nice as well, but again, it's kind of a darker wood. I'm not sure. I'm undecided. Let's see. You should paint the inside in a colour. If you want a set of buffers for your coach that match Silver Lady. Oh, right, yes. No, sorry, this is quite clever. I wondered what you were talking about for a minute there. Yeah, there is a neat little thing my father's done. I don't think I can take this off, but yeah, I'll show you. Basically, I bought some carriages, which are these things, for when I eventually have a proper garden railway. Just move that to one side so you can see what's happening here. So this is one of my lovely carriages. These were built for me by a company called Coach and Wagon, and they're very nice. I'll show you the inside. This is kind of what I was thinking for the coach I'm building, but if you have a little look in there, you can see they've like properly lined the seats. Everything is really nicely detailed, and they've also got like LED lighting on them. So if I pop the roof back on there, you can see there it's really nicely detailed little thing, so you can have people sitting there and what have you. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. It's a nice little touch to it. There's a bit of wear and tear on the carriage there, which is a bit upsetting, but never mind. It doesn't matter. They would get a bit beaten up in service. Anyway, the clever bit is this. Now the buffers here are a lot smaller than the ones on Silver Lady. So what my dad came up with was this. What it is, it's a bit of aluminium that he's cut to the shape and size of Silver Lady's buffer, and then if I sort of go up here, you can see there's two thin strips of cribbed metal that sort of fold back over and sit on the existing buffer. Now, having a look at these ones, I'm just going to put you down a minute, and I'll get out these ones. These ones are from the kit. well. There you go. See, you've got the buffers that are roughly the same size. In fact, I think they're exactly the same size as the ones on these coaches. So, what you do is take this, it just sort of sits over the buffers here. And yeah, given the size, I think the answer is yes. We would probably benefit from 2 to go either end of this coach. But yeah, or 1 to go either end of this coach rather. Because yeah, we can always just move it around, that's not a problem. But yeah, just one to sit on the back there would look nice, I think. Yeah. Anyway, this is why I'm glad I've got my dad around, because he is an engineering genius. He is great for this. Paint the inside green. I'm going to do a shout out video to you later. Dalek's your host. I hope you feel appreciated. I do feel appreciated. Very much. Paint the inside green, it would stand out. I'm going to have a think. I quite like... I'm in two minds, because on the one hand I quite like the idea of just doing it in teak, like the outside. But on the other hand, maybe a colour might look nice. I don't know, but anyway, that's what she looks like at the moment. I think that's very nice. That's, like I say, I'm going to sand down a bit of it and just maybe redo it where the glue shows little marks and things. But on the whole, if you look at the ends, I think that's quite good. It's very nice. So what's the next little job according to the instructions? I'm going to wait for this to dry first, I think. But, let's see. Got the instructions just here. Yeah. So, done all that. Oh, we're getting near to the end. We're on the third one. Glue in place. No, it's time to more. Clean up the castings with a file and paint. Yeah, I'm going to paint the buffers a black colour. I'm not going to bother too much with like the underside bits because they're not going to be seen. Really, I mean, you can't really. Although that being said, you can see them on those other carriages. So I'm wondering. Let me explore the possibility here. So we'll sit there. I think it kind of sits up against the. Yeah, you kind of would see it, wouldn't you? Can I be bothered to paint it? I don't know. Possibly. I don't know. Because it will kind of sit there on the coach body, so it will kind of be visible. But then there's meant to be like a little footboard sitting down. I don't know. I might just leave the wheel fittings and paint the buffers up. I kind of like the exposed metal look. Because, you know, no one really looks underneath the carriages, do they? So, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know. I'll have a think. Anyway. Have I ever watched V for Vendetta? I have. It was kind of meh for me. It was, you know, it was all right, but. You know, it just got so many things about Britain wrong. I think that's my feeling for it. I mean, I've not read the original comic, so I don't know. Oh, I got to put Silver Lady's little bits back on. Let's do that. Just sits over the top there, like that. You can't see it because the camera's angled the wrong way. But yeah, there it is. Oh, sounds like someone's back from the shops. Okay. Right. My friend, where's Derek? Derek is sitting in the corner there. He is about. Yeah, I've got a pile of upcoming projects there for the railway and a set of kitchen scales. The reason for that was I was weighing Silver Lady, because I'm trying to come up with a system by which you'll have to work a bit harder. Thinking of putting like lead weights in the carriages just to give it a bit more oomph. Because it'll hopefully help her stay on the track, but we'll see. But yeah, Derek's still here, don't worry, he's not gone anywhere. "13 of you, wow. Welcome all, welcome. Do hope you've been enjoying this. I am undecided about the interior of this coach, I think is the simple answer. What did you think of the Tea Time with Matt logo I made for you, Lact? I've not. It was in the Discord, wasn't it? I don't quite remember seeing it. Let me have a quick look. Are you bringing Derek back to YouTube? Eventually, yes. That is going to be a thing that happens. Let's see. Doctors, I can't quite find it. Did you PM it to me? I can't remember. Ah, here we are. Yes, here it is. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. Yeah, I really liked that. I really liked that a lot. Really, really good. Dr. Sherlock. We met last year when the Trains and Doctor Who came together for a convention. Yes, I remember you. Yeah, that was a really fun day. I really enjoyed that day. It was lovely to meet you. It's the first time I've actually met a fan while on the train. So, it's great. Walls in teak, paint the seats red. Might have a little look. Hang on a minute. Let's switch back to my browser here. I get all my paint colours from a company called Phoenix Paints. They do actual roundhouse colours. So, like a maroon colour maybe. Let's have a look. Here we are. Coach Plum, Midland Red, Coach Lake. That's quite nice, like the BR maroon colour. East Kent Crimson, it's a bit bright, but it might work. Royal Train Maroon, that's neat. Maroon touch-up, that's a roundhouse touch-up colour. LMS Maroon, I quite like the LMS colour scheme, so that's a maybe. Crimson Lake, it's quite nice. There's a few options there. Quite like the East Kent Crimson, I have to say. It's quite bright, so it would stand out quite nicely. And it's just literally painting the wood for the sake of it at this point, but do quite like that. Just do like the tops of the seats in it, that would look quite nice. I'll consider it. I quite like that idea. Do you think Captain Jack coming back to Doctor Who will bring back Torchwood? Because they put Torchwood back on BBC iPlayer. Yeah! Yes, that was good. Classical music is all royalty free. Oh, I'll remember that, thanks. Watch Lock and Key on Netflix. Darren, I was there too. Yes, you did come to the Doctor Who event. It's called Who's at Wansford, which is back this year, Easter, I believe. If you check out the MBR website, it is happening. I'm going to try and be there on at least one of the days. I'll post some stuff on my various social media when it's happening. Do you think Captain Jack coming back to Doctor Who will bring back Torchwood? I don't know. It has kind of gone away and come back from hiatuses before, but I guess it depends whether the people involved want to bring it back. I mean, it's very much Russell T Davies's baby. I don't know if he'd want to. The Big Finish stuff has been really good with Torchwood, so maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I think in terms of this coach, I'm going to go away and have a think about it. I quite like Darren's suggestion, doing the walls and stuff in teak and then painting the seats red. I think that's quite a nice idea. It would also mean if I did it like that, I wouldn't have to worry too much about the paint getting places it shouldn't do, because I can stain it all teak and then paint over the wood stained seats later on if I want to. Maybe I'll think about that. I'll give it some consideration. Anyway, so future things that need to be done. We've got the... Oh, hello. Spilt something on the carriage roof. What's that? Doesn't smell like coffee or anything. It might just be water. Although I don't have any water, so what is it? It's not glue. Don't think it was there earlier. Ah, you know what it might be? It might be kind of an oil thing from a bit of oil from Silver Lady. That's a possibility. Oh well, hopefully it'll dry off. I've got to paint it anyway, so that's going to be painted white, and then like that. Make a complete coach. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice. Like I say, I probably will just roughen up the bits with the glue with sandpaper and just go over them again. But I think all things considered, it's looking quite nice. Music's not too loud. It's alright. But I am going to fade the music out, definitely. Next time I'll try and put a classical playlist together, because that should be royalty free and I shouldn't have to be charged for that. But I will have a look. See what I can find. Are you looking forward to the season finale, and do you like the new Cyberman design? I do, yeah. I think I've seen them. They kind of look 80s, aren't they? I think there's pictures floating around Twitter. But yeah, I quite like the new design. It looks neat. I really like the lone Cyberman design with like the exposed face and everything. That's really, really nicely done. Creepy. I like Cybermen to be creepy. They're already creepy, but when you can see like exposed bits, they're exceptionally freaky. There was an old Colin Baker story that I saw when I was quite young on UK Gold, as it was back in the day, and one of the scenes features like a half converted Cyberman, so again you can see bits of his face out from underneath the cyber conversion stuff, and that freaked me out as a child. And yeah, I find Cybermen infinitely fascinating because it's not entirely impossible that that's a route as a species we might go down one day. The idea that we just replace bits of ourselves with machines until eventually there's no humanity left is entirely plausible in my mind. I think we could absolutely end up doing that one day. Yeah. But yes, looking forward to the season finale. I don't want to make too many predictions. I reckon the Master's going to come back. Jack will probably be back. I think it would be a shame not to bring him back after you teased him in the middle of the show there. Hopefully the Ruth Doctor, as she's been called by fans, will be back. I really like her character. I think that's what I always wanted from a female Doctor, someone who was, really badass. Just showed up like, I've got a gun. I'm not going to use it, but I've got a gun. Yeah, she was awesome. Absolutely what I wanted. And I love that TARDIS design as well. That's really cool. I love the classic look TARDISes. Really nice. What's your thoughts on the Weeping Angels? Like the Weeping Angels, been a bit overdone. They were really scary in the first one, kind of scary in the next one, and then they've kind of just petered out. Weirdly, they work well on audio. I've found Big Finish has done a story or two with them, and they work really well there. So, yeah, I don't know. I like the Weeping Angels as an idea, but on the show, on television, they did get a bit silly with them. Like, what was that Statue of Liberty thing all about? That was daft. Are you really telling me that no one in New York would ever not be looking at the Statue of Liberty? I don't believe that, sorry. Implausible. Do you know what? I think I am going to call it a day and go and be sociable with my soon-to-be mother-in-law. Because I feel very antisocial sat down here. Can you tell us anything more about the future of Delic, please? We miss him. I'm going to do some more videos at some point. I've got some scripts in. It's literally finding the time. I can't say when. I've got a sketch in mind that I might do in the next few weeks, because I should have some free time, which won't take very long. Beyond that, I can't really say. I've got kind of a story arc in mind for the Cult of Scratchwood, but yeah, it's difficult really to say more than that without ruining the plan. So, yeah, kind of got things brewing up here. But yeah, I've got a few sort of standalone stories written. I'll try and get those made at some point. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this. Will I be doing another stream in the near future? I'm going to try and do these kind of in an unplanned sense. So whenever I have sort of some free time and I'm going to be down in my workshop, I'll probably chuck the stream on if I feel up to it. And you guys can just sort of dip in and out. I will try and advertise them ahead of time if I'm going to be doing them. I might do one sort of middle of next week, but we'll see. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. Do share the link around, so other people can watch it. And yeah, I hope you'll all join me next time. I know it's not always plausible because I'll be doing things during the day, but I will try and do stuff on weekends where I can because I've enjoyed this. This was fun. And it will be nice to, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Fail bell. Before you go, does Doris deserve sweets? Always. Daleks always deserve sweets. Glad I got to watch this. Thanks for the awesome stream, Matt. You're very welcome. Next time we will either be doing something with the coach or probably more likely dusting the Daleks and sort of testing them all out to make sure they're working properly and replacing batteries and things. But yeah, and then if we do the coach, I'll make a decision about what I'm doing with the inside and hopefully try and finish it off. And then after that, at some point, I'm going to get to building my new stuff because I've kind of got a plan for a Biggest Little Railway permanent way train. So it's going to be this coach and then all different wagons behind it. So yeah. But thanks for tuning in. This has been fun. I hope you've enjoyed it too. And I will potentially see you soon. Bye bye.